when the Catholics had a lot of power in New York. And what happened when the Jews got power? Suddenly porn's everywhere. The crucial turning point came in 1965 because the battle, Hollywood was always a battle between Catholics and Jews. The Catholics created the Legion of Decency. They they beat the Jews in 1933. The Jews had gone into debt to finance talking pictures. You had the stock market crash. And then in 1933, Cardinal Doherty in Philadelphia called for a boycott of Warner Brothers theaters in Philadelphia. Harry Warner, this is the guy, Joe Breen, who was the Catholic representative. He's in the room with Harry Warner. He says, Harry Warner is crying tears as big as horse turds because he's losing $100,000 a week in Philadelphia alone. And at that point, it's threatening. That's $100,000 of 1933 money. That's serious money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
1 week, you're losing that in a week. It's going to spread to Chicago. It's going to spread to New York, every big Catholic city. And so the Jews capitulated, and they put in the production code. Then in 65, the Jews saw their moment of opportunity. They tried it in 64 with a sex farce called Kiss Me Stupid with Dean Martin and Kim Novak. Didn't work. So what do they have? What's the big weapon? The Holocaust. And they come out with a Holocaust porn film called The Pawnbroker. And The Pawnbroker is basically the Jewish guys in New York got a pawnbroker, and a black prostitute comes in, takes off her shirt, bare breast on the screen. You broke the code. And I did this research with primary documents, the Legion of Decency, Monsignor Little writing to Eli Landau, who's the producer of The Pawnbroker, and Father Monsignor Little says, shoot it from the back. So the prostitute takes off her shirt, but you see her back, and then you can have Rod Steiger's face in the frame, and he can act for a change, okay? And you got this much more powerful scene. No, the purpose was to break the code and get tits on the screen.
To get tits in. It's so crazy, and they did that multiple times.
And so from there, you go directly to within 6 years, you got Deep Throat, you got hardcore porn on major run theaters. That was how the Jews broke the power of the Catholic Church in America.
Like, why do you think the Jews did for money? Like, why do they push porn so heavy?
Read the Jewish revolutionary spirit, okay? And you understand what Jewish identity is. It's rejection of logos. Logos is the Greek word for reason, for order, the order of the universe. Once Jesus Christ is the logos incarnate. If you kill Jesus Christ, you're attacking logos, which is the order of the universe. What do you call someone who attacks the order? They're a revolutionary. That's their identity. Any place you have a Jew, you allow a Jew in, he will work to overturn the order in whatever state accepts him. Go back in history, look through it. Look at what happened to the United States of America as Jews had more and more power, to the point now where if you criticize genocide in Gaza, they want to throw you in jail.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're literally deporting a guy for
deporting a guy,
and he has a wife. You know, he's a green card holder, has a pregnant wife. They say he's a terrorist supporter, but no, he just supported Palestine. It's sickening, you know. And
why did that happen? Because Miriam Adelson, who I hate to speak about Las Vegas here, but Sheldon, her husband, made a lot of money on gambling and usury here. And then Miriam gives Trump $100 million, and hey, you're in charge now, Miriam. What should I do?
And she was a dual citizen. She served in the IDF, not the American military. Her husband said he was ashamed that he served in the U.S. military, not the IDF. These people, they are loyal to Israel, not America. They took Jonathan Pullet, if people don't know, one of the worst spies in American history. They fought to get him out of jail, and Netanyahu and stuff. They took him on his private plane, flew him straight to Israel to get celebrated. This is a traitor. So they're clearly loyal to Israel, not America. These are traitors to our country.
That's right. That's exactly the fundamental political problem was expressed by Thomas Massey when he was on
I love Thomas Massey.
Tucker Carlson. And he said on Tucker Carlson's show, every member of Congress has an IPAC minder. And now there's a kind of IPAC tracker. You can type in the name.
That's great.
You get the number of how much money. Our Congress is totally controlled by IPAC, by the Israel lobby, by the Jews. Is that anti-Semitic to say that? Or is it true?
It's true, but they'll say it's anti-Semitic too.
Well, then how are we going to...
They say truth's anti-Semitic. That's the problem. That's
what are we going to do?
That's why I stopped caring this anti-Semitic, because truth's more important to me. If something's true and it's anti-Semitic, I don't care. I only care about truth.
It's that simple.
I don't hate Jewish people.
Sir, at a certain point, if everybody is lying, but just, sir, you have now said the ambassador is lying, the IDF is lying, the U.S. Embassy is lying. At a certain
the U.S.
point,
Embassy I praised.
A Progress Congressman, Rawchaa, was detained by Israeli settlers on the way to visit a village that Israeli settlers had destroyed. He and his team were surrounded by settlers with American-made machine guns. After detaining him, they called the IOF to report back. The whole situation lasted more than 1 hour until the U.S. Embassy stepped in. We already know how bad the settler violence is. We see it every day.
No, he's going to our car.
Go, drive. Right. Move, bitch. Move. Get the fuck out of the way. Move.
For the past months, Israeli settlers have been on a rampage, setting fires to Palestinian farmland all over the West Bank.
And we know how these lawless behaviors by the Reds are backed by the IOF, backed by their government. And I'm glad an American citizen and a congressman was there to witness and experience it for all the world to see. Now, all the Israeli politicians and Fox News are attacking him.
Sir, did you really not know that going into a restricted military area guarded by local security forces was going to result in your entourage getting stopped?
Many American members of Congress had been there before. We drove up to the road, and these hoodlums with M4s circled our van. They started kicking the tires. They yelled insults. They said it didn't matter that we were Americans. And then the IDF came, and they blocked the road. There's breaking news video camera released just this morning that shows those IDF officers siding with the settlers against the Americans. Many, even conservatives, have said, how dare they do this to an American passport holder, not just me, 4 Americans. And we need the arrest of these people who detained us, who threatened our lives.
Congressman, it is disingenuous to call those local security officials random settlers. These are people who operate in the area regularly. Most importantly, why did you decline to meet with Jewish survivors of the Hamas terror attacks?
The ambassador is lying. We did inform
Sir, at a certain point, if everybody is lying, but just
as if we're gonna believe them and not his experience. As if we haven't been watching the settler violence in 4K. Bitch. But now, I've got a question for Congressman Rawchaa. Do you still believe in two-state solution after your experience?
Israel controls us. They control the Congress. They control the Senate. They control our money. We don't control our country. The Zionist state does. We've ceded our power to a foreign country. We don't need presidents to send our young men and women into war, all for the sake of the Zionist state. I'm tired of it. This whole country should be tired of it. Our passionate attachment to the Zionist state has got to stop. Israel controls us. They control the Congress. They control the Senate. They control our money. We don't control our country. The Zionist state does.